I think 2014 saw many gamers fall into some form of psychosis. Well, into a greater state of psychosis than usual, I should say. The number of people I've seen praise average games as though they were passed out by Jesus' ass itself borders on the ludicrous. I feel a number of gamers started to go insane and praise average games in an attempt to convince themselves their money was well spent on a new piece of plastic they deep down know wasn't worth it. Let me be clear, because this is a concept many people fail to understand. Overrated does not mean bad. Fuck, it doesn't necessarily mean average either. Overrated simply means the game received far more praise than it deserved, which I can definitely say occurred too frequently this year, and it's in my blood to tell people why what they like isn't as good as they think it is. So let's fucking get this over with. We're talking the most overrated game of 2014. Now, when I was determining what game was the most overrated, I took into account both the reception of the title from gamers and reviewers alike, which means a lot of games people consider to be easy targets are already out of the equation. Watch Dogs got better reviews than it deserved, but it was fucking eviscerated by gamers. Kind of unjustly, if you ask me. The same applied to Destiny, except not unjustly. And Titanfall was a good game that was unfairly criticized by fucking idiots because it wasn't on the PS4, so I'm gonna just ignore that one. You're probably expecting infamous Second Son to be the winner. Given my general disdain for the fucking thing, and for a while at least, it was going to be. However, I actually started to think about this year more, and I realized that while infamous Second Son is fucking overrated, especially when infamous 1 and 2 were so much better, I came to the conclusion that my hatred for the game was making me blind to the reality. So I dialed back and reevaluated the games of this year before finally coming to my decision. The most overrated game of 2014 is every re-release and remastered game that came out this year. I'm not joking, all of them. You're probably scratching your head right now and saying, Fringy, what the fuck are you talking about? How can every re-release be the most overrated games of 2014? Let me explain. This year was the year of fucking re-releases, and it's a trend that I hate. We all went out and bought new consoles to find ourselves with damn near nothing but re-releases, and all of these games we already own, many of which are less than 2 years old. A game like that does not need a re-release. Let's get to why they're overrated. Now, if you actually go to a website like Metacritic, you'll see that the vast majority of the highest rated games of the year are re-releases of last generation titles. I don't know if that speaks to the poor quality of current gen titles, but even still, remakes should not be receiving praise like this. The Last of Us Remastered, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Grand Theft Auto 5 and many more all receive fucking glowing reviews even though they're just re-releases of games that all of us already own. It's ridiculous. And that they didn't even need to be remastered in the first place. Who the fuck was asking for Tomb Raider on the PS4? And many of these ports were incredibly lazy. Now, GTA 5 and The Last of Us weren't too sloppy, as GTA 5 in particular had some improved textures as well as a first-person mode. But games like Tomb Raider and Definitive Edition were just fucking embarrassing. This was not a remastered game. It was simply the PC port of the game, which is why they didn't release it on PC, because they knew that as soon as people bought it, they would know straight away they got fucking robbed. But these are just critics, and most of us don't give a fuck what they think. No, the reason why these games are overrated is because they actually fucking sold. Quite well, I might add. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition sold 800,000. GTA 5 sold over 4 fucking million copies for the PS4 and Xbox One collectively. People on the internet kept expressing their disdain for re-releases, only to go out and buy them en masse. What the fuck? Now, there are some exceptions here. Collections like Kingdom Hearts 2.5 are fine by me, because they're content-rich and re-releases of somewhat older games, and also received some actual graphical boosts. Also, if you didn't own the game last generation, I can understand taking the opportunity to get it now. Fuck, I did that with The Last of Us. But for you to go out and buy the same game you already owned last generation, what the fuck is wrong with you? Buying re-releases and remastered games enables companies to continue lazily releasing ports of previous generation titles instead of actually making new games. You fuckers complain about the lack of games on new consoles, yet you actively show these companies you'd rather spend your money on ports of games that aren't even 2 years old that you already fucking own over new games. Seriously, I've seen people post pictures of their PS4 or Xbox One game libraries, and I shit you not, sometimes half of their games are re-releases or remastered games. I'm at a loss for words. These games not only received critical acclaim despite being re-releases, many of them sloppy at that, for games nobody asked to be re-released, but they sold really well. We got good games like Sunset Overdrive and Bayonetta 2 struggling to reach the 1 million mark, while fucking Tomb Raider Definitive Edition sold a similar amount to those games day one. It's fucking sad, it really is, and for those reasons, with a few exceptions, damn near every re-release or remastered game was massively overrated, making them collectively the most overrated games of 2014. The award is a pair of underpants stained with shit. Just like these companies, I was too lazy to get up, walk to the toilet, and take another shit to send them, so fuck it.